That dog makes me happy. Oh, there's another doggy. So it's almost let's see, today is the 19th, I believe, July 19th. I dropped off my motorcycle in June at the shop, and this bike had a lot of problems. Like when my fan crapped out, I took it to this one bike shop called Cycle Pro or Super Bikes, and they had worked on my bike, and the reason I brought it to them was because they were reputable. Well, they couldn't find the problem, and the fan wasn't broken for sure. It was maybe the thermostat or regulator or something. And what had happened was they took the bike apart and tried to fix it, and they couldn't. So what they did is instead was they decided to just bypass the sensor or whatever it was and hook it up to the battery, hook up the fan to the battery. So the end result was, you know, the fan would kick in whenever it would get hot, and that was that. Well, the fan worked for about 2 months, 3 months, and then Cycle Pro went out of business. So I couldn't take the bike back and say, hey, this fix didn't work, you know, my fan died again. So I'm out like 250 bucks for the repair, and I have the same problem, except this time I have an even bigger problem. White smoke is starting to come out of my bike. Well, it turns out that the oil was leaking from the head gasket. The engine, I guess the engine block cover was removed and new gasket wasn't put in or something like that, and the oil would leak out to the headers, the exhaust headers. And what would happen would be, in the morning when I would fire the bike up, and you know, the exhaust takes time to heat up, I'd ride my bike for about a minute, and then white smoke would come out of the engine, like a cloud of white smoke, and it was just like awful. And that's not supposed to be happening, right? And this went on for a while, for like a I forget how long, but so I decided, you know what, I really need to take the bike in, and I did. And what they found was, they said, man, the wires are really hacked up. They're clipped here and respliced, clipped and respliced, and it was a mess. That was one. And two, they really did a number on the bike. My bill came out to be like $11.75 because it was a head gasket removal, you know, so they had to get a new head gasket, and I was at about 10,000 miles. So I decided, okay, I want the 12,000 mile service, which is, you know, you go through the whole thing, you lubricate the chain, flush the coolant, the works, right? Like make sure the headset's tight, the steering's tight, clutch adjustment, you know, everything, right? Make sure all the screws are tight and stuff like that. And also I decided to go for the 12,000 mile valve adjustment. So that was 400 bucks, and the 1200 mile service was 400, and the radiator, I noticed they put a new radiator, new fan in there, and I guess there's a new sensor, new heat sensor or whatever it is. So the whole thing's working. That's another 400. So it ended up being $1,200. Holy crap, that was painful. And what had happened was I sold my Daewoo, my car. I sold my car to, you know, I sold my car cheap. I sold it for $2,500. It was blue book. I mean, retail was $51 and retail was $35, and I ended up selling it for $2,500. You know, I just wanted to let it go, just sell it. It only had 6,400 miles, 6,500 miles on it, but I figured, you know what, I wanted the RAV4, so I bought the RAV4 instead. And knowing that the RAV4 also needs some work, it's blowing white smoke out of the tailpipe. That sounds like an engine job, which is about $1,000 I think that's how much it cost, and I bought it knowing that. So basically, selling the Daewoo to pay for, to fix up the RAV and fix up this bike, that was what I wanted. And it wasn't like a surprise, you know, like the when I bought the RAV, it wasn't perfect, you know. That's why I got it cheap. But I was looking for a two-door RAV for like the longest time, and I finally found one. So anyway, this is my first day back on the motorcycle, and well, there's a reason why I haven't been making videos. One of the reasons is because, yeah, I wasn't riding, but there's another reason that goes far deeper than that, and I think I should continue on my next vlog.